So when you start designing a website, this might be what you look at, right? You just kind of pick some size in Photoshop, because we all kind of know the web is flexible, so we just kind of choose, and we're just some canvas to start designing in or whatever. And we're faced with that, and we're like, oh, crap. Oh, man, I forgot I had to, like, do stuff and stuff. That sucks. The dreaded blank canvas, right? They're like, oh, my God, I'm faced with white. A sea of white. What am I going to do? Writers have this problem, too, right? They're like, I'm a writer. I'm going to write the great American novel. And they take their typewriter out, and they put a piece of paper in it, and they're like, oh, crap. You have to press keys to make a novel, right? But they have tricks. Writers have tricks. They have like, just type out your grocery list, or write 2 sentences that have to do with broccoli or something. They have like little exercises they do, and it's just to do this. It's just to trick your brain as a writer into getting your warmed up. It's like doing stretches as a swimmer. What do? Like stuff like this? I don't even know. But they do stuff to like get their muscles used to pressing keys. And they're a writer, so that you're used to it, and then the words start to flow. As a designer, we can do stuff to trick our brain a little bit too. Just get used to moving stuff around. Get used to trying stuff out, so you're not afraid to move stuff around. So trick your brain. One of those things might be to like, just take that white canvas and just put a texture on it. Maybe. That's just one thing you could do, just as an exercise. There's a really great site called subtlepatterns.com, and it has all this stuff, like, you know, I don't know how many of you are like hardcore designers, but it used to be like super rad to put noise, put like white noise, like really subtle on stuff. That was cool for a hot minute there. It's still pretty cool, but now what's cool is to pick things that are like really tiny grids at an angle. Or like, there's all kinds of these things like little polygons that are like 0.5 degree black, different than the other polygon. But they're actually pretty cool, and I think like just putting that on the page, instead of facing a sea of white, now you're facing a sea of tiny polygons, and it just feels better. It just feels easier, and then you're like, cool. Maybe you should just start drawing some shapes. Just grab the old shape tool in Photoshop there and be like, okay, I got some classic linen texture, as you might download. I'm going to fill the canvas with that. Then maybe I'll fill it with some white. Maybe I'll put a big orange block over here. This is literally what happened on the CSS Tricks version 10 redesign, and I was like, that's cool, I'll run with that. That was basically like what it took to redesign CSS Tricks v10. That's what like got me out of the white canvas funk. Got me towards redesigning it. I'm like, orange block. Yeah, orange is coming back on CSS Tricks. You know, the last one, I always think of orange as CSS Tricks. It was totally absent in the last redesign. I'm like, boom, huge orange block. I was at a conference. Whew, I got some Rolling Rock. I was at a conference in Florida, and there was this company there that did eye tracking studies, and they're like, you should give us some money and we'll do eye tracking studies for CSS Tricks down there. I'm like, that would be super interesting. A lot of us that do UX-y kind of stuff, we do like, I'll give you a Starbucks gift card to test my website, and I'll ask you questions and you do it. But that's one kind of testing, and that's great. But if you can also attach to that, I'm going to also have a machine track where your eyeball looks. That's extra valuable, because then it's, yeah, I don't know, it's just cool. It's just cool to see where people look. I don't know where I was going with that exactly, other than I did a bunch of eye tracking studies for CSS Tricks. I'll be sharing all these videos soon, because it's cool to see this green dot like fly around the screen. And they looked so much at the logo. If there's any pause in what we were asking them, their eye was like, poosh, orange block. I'm like, yeah. I was like, felt like the Hypno-Toad. I'm like, look at my logo. It was awesome. It was like, stare at my brand. Anyway.